started drawing the Sri Yantra. Till that, I didn't know what is the Sri Yantra. Okay, those were all the again geometrical shape for me. Then I took a Sri Vidya Diksha, and again the beautiful like Dvaita to Advaita journey started. Then I turned towards the Parshurama Kalpasutra, because when you understand the truth as it is as a truth, then it becomes your truth. Till that, you are listening to somebody else. So it took me almost 10 years on that Sri Vidya path until I got the Parshurama Kalpasutra in my hand. The Shiva is a consciousness and Shakti is energy of a consciousness. Okay. So you can only see, you can only manifest proper thing if you are in a consciousness. Right? So you given time, you have a Shiva as well. Shakti helps you, guides you to create. Many student comes to me. Okay. Even the some student comes to me to start from the Sri Vidya. But I always tell them start from the first. Okay. So I ask them to draw 3 yantras. From that, I come to know where the energy is calling them. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Matre Namaha. First of all, I'm lucky to born and brought up in the land of a spirituality, India, which is the heart of a spirituality. Okay. Then Vajreshwari, it is one religious center where we have a Yogini Vajreshwari's temple. So the morning will start with the mantra, chantings, and all the prayers and all, and a very countryside upbringing. After that, coming to the city life, and my mother was like my first spiritual guru. She introduced me to the soul. So if we ask anything to her, she will say like everything has soul in this planet. Leaves, trees, even like a stone also has a soul, like that. So somewhere that was always back of mind. Still working on a material path. Okay. So there is some accident happen in my life which changed my completely the turn. Okay. In 2012, I met on a road accident. Okay. So first I will explain you like where I was, like in a dismantle my brain. Okay. So I was hit from the vehicle backside, and I have a couple of stitches on my backside. So where the neurologically, like occipital lobe, then cerebellum, it was hit, which take care of our vision, our senses. Like I was not able to sense anything, and I used to lose my balance. Of course, first thing, there was no memory, so the memory flashes will come and go. Okay. So when in the hospital, they gave me first time to eat something. I was not able to smell or whatever what is happening. Then they told me, yeah, your olfactory bulb has hit, and medical science has no remedy for this, and you have to wait. It might take for 5 years. Okay, 5 years. Who has the 5 years? They every like being a corporate working career woman. They every moment, every minute is important for us. Then physically, it was not possible for me to work. I took a break and I shifted to another place to discover. It was like that, to discover myself. Again, before I could recover from my previous accident, the second accident happened where that like I was thrown out from the front side, so my front side part was hit. So there was like I was totally neurological mess. But I'm not a medicine person, because my mom had told me like if nothing has been added to your body and nothing is removed to your body, you can heal your body. So she always believed in a holistic healing. So do I. Yeah. Now, how to get back whole on my brain? So first of all, I couldn't walk on my own. Memories were into the flashes in and out. No sense. So I didn't know how much I'm eating, what I'm eating. And it all impacts our emotions. So it was completely neurological mess. Medical science, as I said, they had no remedy. Then I found out that a sacred geometry helps us. So my journey towards the yantra started from the sacred geometry. Okay. I started drawing the before my accident, I could draw a nice flower, scenery, that flow was there. But after my accident, even I couldn't sign. So all I could draw was a geometrical shape. So I totally got immersed into drawing the geometrical shape. And slowly, I realized, yes, I can draw a straight line. You know, I was getting hold on like a pencil, and like because it had also affected my motor skill. So the sacred geometry I entered from there. This I that time I didn't knew the meaning of a mantras. It was just a geometrical shape for me, but they were helping me to be myself. They were giving me some soothing effect. I could see like my motor skills are improving. So I totally got immersed into the geometrical shape. Then slowly I came to know, yeah, these are the yantras, what we call is the Vedic art of India. So this is not a new, even like an ancient age also. We have been constructing temples, statues, and all, and this all related to these calculations. Okay. So here are my students. There are a three, four like this, a lot of pictures. Yeah, see, these are again a student. This is a Durga Yantra, you know. So these the people from across the globes are coming to our center to learn the yantras. So here, like the sum of my work, so I have studied more than 200 yantra. Now there is a blue and like a bigger form. It is like a Sharabha yantra. So from sacred geometry to yantra and the connecting to the deities, that journey my started. Okay. So I have studied more than 200 yantras. I travel intensively wherever I could get clue to know more about it. Yeah. Then there is one more slide where in the six yantras are there. But here in this stage, I came to know what is a yantra. Now, up to this level, this was a just geometrical shape for me and the colors I used to play. If you could see, there is a Durga yantra, there is a Sun yantra. But now I can tell this is a yantra and I can decode it. But during that time, it were just geometrical shapes for me, which were giving me the soothing energy, and I was coloring them as per like the color also has the color therapy. Okay, so this is how my journey from just a sacred geometry, the shape from the shapes to yantra started. Okay, so yantra helps us to activate the both side of a brain. That's the advantage. And then like a door open for me. Like now I knew where earlier I did not had any control hold on my brain, but now I knew how the brain functions and how I can make the best of it. Okay. Further, this yantra we see everywhere in our religious following. But normally, like I'll take since the topic is over here, I'll cover the little the myths part of it. Normally, like people says, okay, you worship this yantra, and this is a mantra. Okay, so now, so yantra also has three gunas: sattva, rajas, and tamas. Okay. Now, from the sacred geometry, let's come to now yantra and our deities. Okay. Everything in this universe is made of five elements. So does the yantra is also made of five elements. Okay. So in this yantra, like the square is a bhupra, is the earth element. Coming inside the circle is the vayu element. The upward triangle is a fire, male, Shiva Tattva. Downward triangle is the yoni, female Tattva, water. And the dot between is the ether, bindu, because it is infinite. Okay. So all these five elements it is a calculation of all the five elements. Now, some yantra you will see like this 8 petals, some yantras you will see the 16 petals. There how my decoding of a yantra started, what it stand for. Okay. Now, the meaning of these petals changes from deity to deity. Now, what is a deity? Is the palpable energy. We gave shape to it, the form to it. Right? So now the Ganesh Yantra is the sattvic form, because if you see it is a neutral inside like a star and then one upward fire triangle. So it is a more male tattva in it. Okay. Now this is a Durga Yantra. So this is what is a Durga? Durga we worship for more of our material life stability. So this is like a Rajasic Yantra, which will adjust with the Rajasic energy or which energy the sadhak want to experience or what the sadhak want to experience in the life. Then there is a Kali Yantra. This is your Kali Yantra, madam. Now here, like if you see all the inside five triangles are downward. So it is more female energy. And then Vayu Tattva is there, which is a fire. The female is like a more like a unstable energy, and the Vayu is again adds a more instability. So this is how there is a lot of explanation can be given with the each yantra. So cutting short, it is like sattvic, rajasis, and tamasic. So before you start worshipping any yantra, please connect with yourself that which energy you want to experience. Now the second part, like you just can't take the yantra and start worshipping. Okay. Now there is a saying, they're saying the activating yantra. We will activate yantra for you and send it to you. Okay. Basically, the yantra is the tool, is the compass, device, which helps you to experience that palpable energy. Mantra is the key, and your devotion, your commitment, sadhana will play the role of a fuel. Okay, now you have a yantra, you have a vehicle in your garage. Okay, you have a fuel, you have a key as well. But unless you don't know where you want to go, how the yantra will take you over there? If you have a GPS system, like in our spiritual, this one say, we say the guru. If you have a GPS system, it will guide you properly where you want to go, right? So I always tell my student before start worshipping any yantra, know that yantra energy thoroughly. What you, that energy basically will invoke in you. It's not happening in your puja ghar or something. Those all the palpable energies are inside you. Yantra will guide you. Mantra will help you to experience that vibration. So when you worship or meditate, rather than I will say when you meditate, you activate that yantra in you. You become that. So whenever anyone want to follow the any yantra worship, okay. So it's try to know the mantras as well. Like because the person who knows the Sanskrit, you know that every letter sends some vibration to our body. If it is not pronounced properly, then what happens? One is that. That is a Kriya Marga or the Mantra Marga. But yes, Bhakti Marga is also there, where you don't have any shape, you don't have any chanting, and you just surrender to that particular deity. Okay. So further I'll take you to the another set of yantras. Now these yantras are set formulas. which our seers and sages kept for us because they experienced that energy in it. I also found worshipping yantra and experiencing that energy is much more easier than for the worship we need a vigraha, whether it's a statue or a yantra. So I found the yantra is like a little faster process. Okay. Now, as I said, the yantras are set formulas. But mantras, there are the various mantras of a yantras. Again, is depend from the source you get that mantra and which energies you want to invoke with that mantra. So from the sacred geometry to the yantra and our religious touch. Now there is one more very important and very useful part of a yantra, apart from our spiritual, neurological benefits. There is a ayadi calculation. Ayadi. So Vastu Shastra is a like our temples, statues are made using the ayadi calculation. So in that ayadi calculation, we can make a yantra as per resonating your nakshatra. Here, what is happening? You are taking the yantra, the fixed energy you are invoking in you. But in ayadi calculation, this they will like we take the nakshatra of the person and we design the yantra will be completely it will be like a tailor-made yantra for him. Like for example, the vastu, designing the home as well, vastu as well. We do that way. So it is like a personalized yantra, personalized vastu. So everywhere in the Vastu Shastra and Ayadi calculation, it helps to create something very personal and accurate. So we can experience this cosmic energy in our house. So if like your Vastu, you want to make it for the personal use or like a commercial purpose or wish purpose, according to that formula changes, but it will be combination with your nakshatra. So this is how you can make your own yantra. The first set of a yantra we saw, which is absolutely there, which you supposed not to be changing. And here, with proper formula, with the cosmic energy, to get that particular cosmic energy, you can make your own connecting yantras for your nakshatra. Okay. And then there's a mandala, but mandala is the individual's expression. So if you earlier you have seen like the students are making a yantra and out of there making the mandala. So since they're the Westerners, it's difficult for them to understand because all they know is a mandala. So I've been like very careful that let the yantra be yantra, and around that you can make whatever the design you want to make. So you can make a mandala out of a yantra. So this is how about like yantra, ayadi yantras, mantra. Then, further walking on this path of the yantras, how I can be not seen by the Rajrajeshwari. Then I started drawing the Sri Yantra. Till that I didn't know what is the Sri Yantra. Okay, those were all the again geometrical shape for me. Then I took a Sri Vidya Diksha, and again the beautiful like Dvaita to Advaita journey started. Okay, but seeker is always thirsty unless you get that nectar. Okay, and I was not satisfied with that what was like covered over there, because still like till end of reaching the bindu also it was still sounding a dvaita. When the journey is from dvaita to advaita, then how come till the bindu it is advaita? So then that lead me to this looking for the real, where I can get this real knowledge. Then I turned towards the Parshurama Kalpasutra. Because when you understand the truth as it is as a truth, then it becomes your truth. Till that, you are listening to somebody else. So it took me almost 10 years on that Sri Vidya path until I got the Parshurama Kalpasutra in my hand. Okay. Then there are the many sadhak on the Sri Vidya path. So during that time, I was in a Goa, which is a more like a Christian dominated area. Then I started my work in Wayanad Retreat Center and I shifted to Bangalore. The Bangalore, I saw like these yantras are all over in the hotels, people are worshipping, but those are the deformed, broken, not kept in the proper shape. Then I thought let create little awareness because people are worshipping over here. So that's what motivated me to start taking the yantra workshop in the Bangalore. Okay, yeah, we got the good response. It started slowly, but yes. Then Sri Vidya. So the people started coming to me and saying, "Yeah, we got the Sri Vidya Diksha, but we don't know how to draw the yantra." Where I always say, whatever you draw, whatever you do, whatever you worship, take time. Don't trust blindly. Okay. They didn't knew the meaning of a mantras. Luckily, my Sri Vidya Guru was a nuclear scientist. So it was not just came like that because it was easy for us. He made it little easier for the people like to understand us. So then people started asking about the Sri Vidya and the Sri Yantra worship. Now the Sri Yantra worship is for the Gruhastha Sadhak. Yes, it is beautiful path. It helps us to manifest from abundance of all the three worlds. That's it, it's called the Trailokya Mohana Chakra, the first of it. Okay. So the first my condition, you need to know how to draw Sri Yantra. Each and every presiding deity of that yantra, their energies of that yantra. Okay. I will share one experience over here. It was my yantra workshop, and this lady walks in. She had written the book on the numerology, etc., along with her assistant. Entire drawing of a yantra is done by her assistant. Okay. After 1 month, she sent me WhatsApp message saying that workshop activating Sri Yantra. Even she did not took pain to draw that yantra. She doesn't know anything. And she just sent me the message that activating Sri Yantra workshop and she's sending invitation to me. So then I started taking it. Like we need to make the people aware of it. Yeah, it's good to have a faith. The human being live life with the faith and the hope, but the blind faith leads us somewhere else. You know? So then I started conducting the workshop again on the Sri Yantra, making them aware of it. How is the yantra is made? What are the deities over there? So when you worship that, it becomes easy for you. Okay. So then how about the Grihastha Sadhak? Because it is long process to worship that Meru, you know, or Yantra. So I made all that into the condensed from Sharala Shri Yantra Sadhana, where you don't need anybody to do the stuff now for you because your yantra will start functioning for you. When we do the stapna of a Sri Yantra, we say like a prana iha prana. So we put our own prana in that yantra. Then only it will start manifesting for you. So I wrote the book, which is in a Sanskrit and English, giving importance or details of each and every step. Because what has happened, this modernization has taken away from our original root. So, like a simple act, like why we have to do the ghantana, why we have to light the temple, lamp, and how, you know, so that everything I put it in that book where the people should know how and why they have to do that particular act. Then, further, I started my retreat center in Kerala. Because being a woman, female, it's very easy to experience this female palpable energy of the Shaktipat. So, from my mess of brain, today I'm also having my own production unit of Ayurveda medicines. Because, as I said, you start functioning with the both brain. Once upon a time, I had a completely memory loss, emotionally messed, physically, I was not able to walk. In fact, like sometime, like I will sit somewhere in the corner and I will forget where I want to go. Who am I? And it will take me some time to come back again. Sometime it will take me 2 to 3 days to figure out who am I, where am I, and from there I'm here. So that's what it's. And yeah, I do help designing the vastus as per the Ayadi yantras. Okay, then little like a normal Vastu Shastra is like a little bit knowledge, but when you design your Vastu as per the Ayadi, it is, as I said, is a precise as per your nakshatra. For example, like in the Vastu, like a husband and wife are there, wife are there. So we'll take their nakshatra. There is a long calculation, and according to their nakshatra compatibility, we will make a yantra which they can worship, because it is not always possible to buy a new plot according to the yantra specification, or like something you have taken already the purchase the property, then this yantra you can worship. Okay, so I do give this consultancy, design personalized yantras, deity yantras, and yes, Ayurveda, which I love. Then Women's Wellness Center, this is what I'm doing. And yes, I always enjoy the painting the Tanya notes. So from nowhere to somewhere, but nothing. So as Aparna asked me, Dvaita to Advaita, right? The simple way I will say over here, the once you surrender to the path, you can forget your destiny, but your destiny will never forget you. So your destiny knows where to direct you. So that's me. And yeah, anyone has any? I'll address some common questions people ask about the yantras. Few common question that once the lady asked me that somebody gave her a yantra, but that person told her that this yantra will stop functioning after 10 years. Sorry, it is nothing like that. Again, I will say yantra is in within you. The Meru is your journey from Muladhara Chakra to Srastahara Chakra. Okay. Then sometimes they say, oh, I have taken a diksha from this guru, but it is not working. The proper knowledge of that system is important. I think that age is gone now where you can just guru can touch the thing and done. So you need to know the proper knowledge. Trust your guru, but you be always on the spiritual path, you will be always a seeker. Okay. And yeah, very important. This knowledge in my retreat, the females, males come from all over the world. The beauty of a Sanatan Dharma, it is a way of a living life. So I have my disciples, students across the globe and various religions. Now, if you are seeing like that mandala work and yantra work, she was a Christian lady. She stayed with us for 1 month, and meditation, chanting Om, was not like in. I said, no, you can go to church and meditate. So when you come from the church, tell me what are the things you came across. How was the statue of a Jesus was looking? How was the music? So meditation you can do anytime, anywhere, on anything. And once you experience the turiya, you become that meditation. Then you don't have to do anything. Yes, so Christian, Muslim, Jews all come to our retreat to learn this knowledge. And I'm so blessed to born and bottom in this country. There's so much is kept by our seers and sages for the entire humanity.
Thank you so much, Yogini Sri Romji. And thank you for Brahmins for upkeeping this knowledge so much.
Yeah, that comes in our DNA.
Yes.
You can take a Brahmin out of that place, but you cannot take a Brahmin out of a Brahmin. Because I lived in the Goa for 14 years. I'm in a Kerala and running a spiritual center. I have my own temple in a Kerala, and I'm surrounded by all the religions, and they respect and love. So they follow their system. 14 years in Goa, they follow their system. I follow my system. So absolutely, Tania, you cannot take Brahmin out of a Brahmin.
Before I take questions, Yogini Sri Romji, I want to just show all those slides that you sent to me. Can I just share that on the screen for
Please,
everyone's
yeah, please. Meru form of a Sri Yantra to make the student understand better. It's a Meru form.
Can you explain this a bit?
Yeah, this is a Sri Yantra in a Meru form to make the student understand little faster every hour now. These are all the layers till from the um, lotus petals till the bindu. It's just ongoing work.
I wanted to share your book's photograph also. There's a book written by Yogini Sri Rom, and here is the image.
So in this book, I have covered all the 9 avarna spiritual significance of it and the Guru lineage, every procedure which normal person can follow. Initially it will take a couple of hours, like 1 or 2 hours, but once you are tuned with the mantras, within you like in 1 hour you can finish your puja of a Sri Yantra, Sri Meru, with the religious and spiritual significance. Everything I have mentioned in this book.
Okay, so that's Saral
Sri
Sri
Yantra. Saral, simple. I wanted to make that complex system simple because people get scared. Yeah, it's a Sri Vidya. It's among the best of the Mahavidya.
Yes. And
Devi also needs you.
where can we get this book from, Yogini ji?
Right now is only with me. The PDF, this one is available. Okay. And as I said, one doesn't need to scare off a Devi. Devi also needs you.
And how do we obtain the PDF book from you?
You can email me or send me the message, and there are very nominal charges for that. Yeah.
Can you share your email address so I can put it in the chat box?
Rome's Goddess Path India or Saral Sri Yantra Sadhana @gmail.com.
Okay, so that's SARALSRIYANTRA.
Yeah, as it is.
At gmail.com. Right?
Yeah, Saral Sri Yantra Sadhana @gmail.com.
Okay.
And number is a little different, 8590 36425.
Okay,
Yeah.
8590836425.
Yeah. And the website is also there, saralshriyantrasadhana.com.
So I've put all that down, and I think this is a public number you would like to give everybody. So
Yeah.
That's on your Facebook page also, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And another website like www.rome's wellness, that is Weenroot, Rome's Wellness, weenroots.com.
My name is Aparna,
Uh-huh.
and somehow, because of, I don't know because of what, the Shakti Upasana, Kali Upasana comes very naturally to me, Mahakali.
Okay.
I connect very naturally to her. And of late, in the past, say about 7-8 years, I have been following the Advaita path.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I feel that, okay, I have done women's temple and all in Auroville, that Chameli, Ardhika and all.
Aurovilla you visited? Aurovilla?
Yes, I lived there for a year. So we used to have this women's temple. It was extremely open. It will just open you up completely. And once I remember we had this 3-4 hours of women's temple, and after that we had a concert by some classical singer. And her alap, she just started the alap, and I could feel the part of the soul where it is coming from. That swar, it was very beautiful. But then when I came to the non-dual path, the conflict is that no matter whatever healing you're doing, you're still doing it to your feminine side or your energy body or your soul body. It is still some part of you. It is still not you, the self.
You were saying like whatever you do, we get only healed by our physical part?
No, like when we are told that whatever you can perceive, even if it is when I'm meditating, there is one part of me which is sadhak, which is trying to meditate very hard. you know Sometimes the sadhak is very upset that I'm not meditating these days. My mind is such a thing. So they say that if you can perceive your mind, that means the mind is not you. If you can perceive this sadhak who's trying very hard, this is also not you, because there is somebody watching it. The watcher is you. So no matter what part of
Observer.
me I heal, no matter, that is still a part of me. The watcher is still something else, no? The self.
Okay. Now, like talking about over here, the first thing, like we don't do the meditation happens. Okay. Initially, you have to do, okay. And then it happens. Once you experience the turiya of a meditation, you start living in that bliss. Okay. One is that. Second thing, here our tantra helps. Here our tantra helps, which take us to that level of a turiya a little faster and a simple way. Basically, that is the beauty of a tantra, not about the erotic pictures and this, what is like wrongly taken. So there are a lot of tantra, techniques in tantra. Tantra is the technique, and there are the various kriyas. Because in what happened in my retreat center, these females comes for a week, 14 days, and they come with a lot of traumas, confusion, previous birth, these birth, so totally dismantle. And then I cannot ask them to be with me for 2 years and 3 years. I have to give them, to clear them, put it on their path as early as I can. So I found the tantra techniques from the tantras helps over here to take you there and to experience that, because the spiritual path is experiencing. And the experience is destined as an individual soul. What experience may not be applicable to you, but path, because that is tested and proved. Like if you travel from here to Mysore to Bangalore, if I travel by a flight, I'll share my experience. But if I'm not travel by road, I can just guide you, take this, that, this. That is the information. So on this path also same thing happened. The people, like they're writing books and all, but unless a person who has experience, that person will able to guide, because on this path many things happen, your soul evolution starts. So it start giving the messages from previous birth, coming birth and all. So you need a person who can exactly more like a closely understand your energy and understand that and connect it to help you.
That's very beautiful. From a participant who was unable to continue here, but she's left her question. She said, ask the yantra for arthritis and knee pains.
Yantra for arthritis and knee pain. Ayurveda works better on the yantra. The yantra more works on the brain, neurology, and the heart. You're the psychic part, yantra works more. The physical part, more I could help the people with the Ayurveda. So, sorry, because
So ma'am, about this patient, I do know that her when her arthritis was diagnosed, initially she was told it's a nerves thing. It's a nerve. She used to have acute knee pains, and she was told it was something neurological, and later on it was combined with arthritis. So, are there specific yantras for specific physical ailments?
Okay, here what happened? Like since I have learned the graphotherapy, okay, the graphotherapy where we understand the print of a brain. Okay, so in that case, I will suggest her to send me any her writing or drawing, so I could see where is the hinge of her brain part. Okay, because when I met an accident, I opened my eyes in a hospital. I was blind. Okay, I couldn't see anything. All was white blur. And during that time, that soul traveled through all my brain neurons. I was dead, and I saw everything, that white light go back, and there where the hand has come to take me. And then I remember I sat down. My husband, my daughter was there, and my dead body with the pool of a blood, unmovable. And then I realized that my son and daughter are at home. So I just looked it up and I said, my children are waiting at home. And then I say, okay, you can go back, you can come whenever you wish. Okay, so then I moved my little bit body, and then say, oh, she's alive, she's alive. And so when I opened the eyes in the hospital, I think after 1 or 1.5 hours, so it was all blur. Then I traveled then I understood that a soul traveling through all the brain nerves. So wherever there was a damage, I could see the red light, and things were working fine was like a blue light, you know, kind of it electronic system. So I will suggest if you could send me something her writing on the unlined paper, I'll be able to make out where it is. And according to that, I can suggest, apart from yantra, the various pranayama, breathing exercises help me. And I also follow the Sattvic life. Okay, so that all, and so does in my retreat center, different Kriya Pranayama, which are designed by me, and the Sattvic diet is followed. So,
are you also having any online classes or sessions or workshops?
Right now, not much, because not much technical person. I prefer to be in jungle forest on my own. But where I see that soul needs me, I do take. Because right now, some from the other part of world also are trying to learn. There are some females that take a Sri Yantra workshop, Yantra workshop, etc. online. I do recently started, but not much good in that. So she could send me her writing, and I can make out which part of her brain where it is, and then what can be done.
And she has been doodling a lot, drawing a lot in this lockdown past couple of months. I recently met her, so I will ask her. I'll put you in touch with her.
Writing, a doodle or writing, whichever the form she can. It should be unlined paper. Okay.
Ma'am, again, to continue with the same thing, the connection which comes naturally with the mother, the feminine energy, mother in any form. Even when I was a Buddhist, I connected with Anandamayi Ma. Now that when I call myself an Advaiti, I still connect very strongly. Connect is a bad word. I consider myself a part of the mother. My name is Aparna, so it comes naturally, and even through very difficult life scenarios. So there was a phase when I stopped believing in every god and guru. I said you have to go through your own piece of crap. So no god can help you. So one of my friends who was a healer, she said, in that moment, did you also stop believing in the mother? So then I said, no, but because see, my nails are still growing and my hair is still growing. How can I stop? Because that's Shakti. So when you say that the mother also needs you, and okay, with one was my experience, two is your statement, third is sadhu I met in somewhere in Nainital. He said, "माँ खुद सिखा देती है, कुछ सीखने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती." So I can kind of correlate all these three statements. I would like you to speak about this.
Yeah, I experienced on the, I also went to the physical, financial, emotional, you name it. I had all those death. Okay. So when I saw my dead body, all the fuckets were gone over there. I was no who's who or anything. When the emotional term came, like that, all my emotional part like washed off. Okay. So it is like I'm a newborn. Okay. And then I found, like, when I put myself on the Sri Vidya path from north, traveling to Tamil Nadu, where we don't know any language. Okay. Nothing at all on this part. But every moment I found that you are guided and guarded by her. She holds your finger, takes you on this path, on the material path, material world. Every moment, there are the many incidents happen in my life where I say, is that you? She really guards you, guides you, and finally she takes you merging with the Shiva. Yes, without mother, the journey is not possible.
Again, coming back to my previous question, that when I focus on the Shakti path, the path of Shakti, the path of energy or the mother, she's the like, okay, according to me, the Shiva is the emptiness or the pure potential, the that the Advaiti reaches the emptiness, or the Buddhist reaches, and the
Mhm.
mother is the creative impulse. That's the Shakti, that's the life force, which is, and you cannot disconnect with her. So coming back to my path, when we get into the path of the feminine, aren't there too many attractions and too many distractions for there?
Good question. Good question. Okay. Now, the Shiva is a consciousness and Shakti is energy of a consciousness. Okay. So you can only manifest proper thing if you are in a consciousness, right? So you given time, you have a Shiva as well. Shakti helps you, guides you to create.
There
Understood?
are
So
too many experiences and too many kind of healings that you get attracted to, and you may just postpone your
okay, what
realization.
happened? Like our life, that the soul psychology, our life doesn't let you proceed further unless your lesson has been learned. So I found like a set of a same experiences pattern, you will be going again and again. So unless you learn your lesson, you will be not proceeding further. Okay. It's that probably, that is one of the reason the same thing happening again and again. So learn your lesson and then move forward.
Okay, let me specify, not just life experiences or patterns, but also on the path. When I started first meditating, there were a lot of things happening. Like, I had been on the Buddhist path for many years, not believing in anything. And then suddenly, when I started meditating, a lot of layers opened. So there was auto writing happening. Sometimes I didn't even know the words. My healer friends told me that, okay, this was channeling when you were given a message. This is this, this is this. So for a time it was very attractive, that why don't I join their group and I will also take workshops and charge money and all that. But I had to discipline myself and stay. So that those are the attractions, I mean, spiritual benefits, small cities which come to you very naturally.
That you took this one. Yeah, when we are on this path, we best on with the siddhis, but a real sadhak never get indulged in the maya siddhis. Go beyond the siddhis, because end of the day, everything is a nothing. But that doesn't mean you can go on the top of somewhere and start doing that, because your real spirituality tested is in the material form. When somebody is annoying you and still you have to remain the calm, there you learn that you are not going to give control of your mind, your bliss to somebody else. What is important to you is your bliss, your peace of mind. Okay, you are right. Even on the spiritual path, like when people has reached at a certain level, the adhapatan happens because of ego, greed. So the Sri Vidya path is the best path because she takes care of you there as well. Even the Buddhists, when the Buddha reached to the certain level, Mara came, right? So in all, once you see you're
And
reaching,
Mara's three daughters.
yeah. So when you start reaching at a particular level, this thing happens. So sadhak, and these things start only disturbing you once you get indulged in that. Once you get indulged in that, so you have to remain the unattached. Watch the show.
Is drawing a swastika symbol is also is like a chakra, is like a yantra, or
So swastika is not a yantra because I didn't found that connection anywhere. Okay, these are some auspicious symbols. Like we make the Lakshmi Pada, feet of a Lakshmi, swastika, then kolam. In the South India, they do a lot of kolam. These are the auspicious symbols. But I have not done much study on the swastika. As per my understanding knowledge, these are the auspicious symbols.
That's what even I thought, but I thought, let me just ask you.
I did not got anywhere any reference to further go more on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my question was related to what he just asked, that as a beginner, somebody who doesn't know much and who probably drew last in school, where can I start?
Very interesting question. The many student comes to me. Okay. Even some student comes to me to start from the Sri Vidya, but I always tell them start from the first. Okay. So I ask them to draw 3 yantras. From that, I come to know where the energy is calling them. Because Guru knows what the students is, looking for, the soul is needed. Okay. So then, as I said at the beginning, Sattvic energy, Rajasic energy, and Tamasic energy. So those yantra, then they get connected very well with that yantra. Then I guide them further, like you proceeded with the Kali yantra. One of my students, she proceeded with the Kali yantra, but I share with them the energy of a Kali, Sattvic and Tamasic, advantage and disadvantage, and where you want to go. I share with them. So one of a student, she chose her Rajasic Durga yantra. So first I start from there, where you experiences and where your soul feel, yes, I want to proceed with this over here. Hope I answer your question. And the spiritual path, apart from your sadhanas, your worship, your sattvic living also helps a lot. Because you can only see now, like I'm sitting down for a couple of hours, So physical, this thing is only possible when you carry those sattvic living, mentally blissful. So it helps you to connect with that energy faster. And like your brain, it helps a lot. Like a healing of my brain and physical because of a more that the sattvic living. It helped me.
And when you said that I will know where the student is coming from if they write something or draw something, does it always have to be customized? Like Louis Hay has a book, You Can Heal Your Life. At the back of it, it gives an entire list. She talks about the emotional beliefs where our physical ailments come from. So if you have legs pain, it is because you are afraid to take a step in life or step out of your comfort zone. Things like that. So she has made this general chart about different ailments. So can't we have a generalized thing for?
Okay, very good question. Okay, now as I say, like the guests come to my retreat center, day one when they sit in front of me, I know where the energy block is. Okay, it's just like a scanning of the chakras, auras, Miss, I will not say the professional scanning. It just feels because as a mother, that time I'm mother, they have come for the healing, and from the across the globe, different part of the world they come, So that time I know like what is manifesting, what is her present scenario. Okay, but it take 2 to 3 days to open up them. Like if they have gone from the sexual abuse, okay, if they have had some like a trauma, sometimes they see like their father is committing suicide, and then how they will react when the age of 3 or 4, so all this print, one is their karmic print, one is their existing emotional print, okay, is all printed in their energy and on their brain writing.
So my fundamental question was that once as a sadhak, I start drawing yantras and I start using them for my sadhana. Do I need to take some special care of them, or how does it work? Like like for example, a vigraha is like put in a specific place in a specific way, and there are certain rules and guidelines. How you deal with it. Are there similar things for these yantras also?
Yes, a good question. I like this question what you asked, because whatever we are missing, these questions will help us to share. Yes, yantra also we have a rules. What direction it should be kept. Okay. Now here, like a now I don't suggest have the multiple yantras in your room. Okay. No. Committed to the one God. Don't disturb all the gods. Okay. Now here, like a little twist about it. I answer your question, right? Yes, there are the rules how we have to worship. Okay. Probably I'll be sharing the simple way of worshipping yantra on my YouTube channel. Please stay tuned. Okay. Because as per the Shastrokta, Shastrokta Paddhati, how to do the normal simple puja. Normally people thinks like a puja means this big thing. But with the nothingness also you can do is a Manas puja. With the simple thing also you can do the puja. I'll be sharing on my YouTube channel. Please stay tuned to it. Okay, one is that. Second thing, we'll come to the king of all the yantras, Sri Yantras. When you worship Sri Yantra as a Shakti, the innermost triangle is a downward. But when you worship as a Shakta, it is reverse because you worship there as Shiva. So which path you are on it? When we start our Sri Yantra worship, Sri Vidya, we will also worship a Ganesha, first thing, right? That Yantra also the look changes. So which Shakti sadhana or which sadhana you are doing? So you ask the proper person. But yes, the normal Yantra, there is a simple process. You have to, as you follow for the Vigraha, same thing. And like I'm good more into the Sri Yantra. All these three line, if you could see, it's like how beautiful things you want to do in your worship. So all the three lines you can worship with the three different colors of flowers. Okay, because there are the Dashamudras, Matrika Shaktis, and so all the three avaranas you can worship with the three different colors. So sometimes I use the akshata with the different colors. You know? So I think that is a more detail into the yantra worship, right? Yeah. Hope I answer your question. Yeah, there is a placement, how to place, where to place, how to keep. Everything is there. Apart from the Shakti or Shakta worship you're worshipping.
Can I share a picture about what she's talking about? So, ma'am, this is something like what we used to make in Auroville and what I make at home now.
Okay, please.
So, does this qualify as a mandala?
This is a Pookolam. Like it is, we do in the decoration. Like today, if you see the Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, will have this. Like it is like a design we do front of a guard or office. It is like a design rangoli, which we call in rangoli, made out of a flowers. That is called the Pookolam. The entire Kerala, Tamil Nadu will be full with the Pookolam today. Different, beautiful. So it is not a yantra or a mandala, it is like a design rangoli, Pookolam.
Yeah, the second one was a kolam. The first one, a smaller version of it, I make at home every day in a water bowl. Place flowers as a mandala.
That is a part of over here. Like if जैसे हम लोग रंगोली निकालते हैं ना there, it is a part of over here, like to beautify the aesthetic part of it. Yeah, so it is neither yantra, it is not a mandala. It's a Pookolam. Even the Rohitji also will be having in this one, his side. It's a part of their everyday worshipping.
I wanted to just ask a question which I asked you earlier. Your name is very fascinating. So could you tell us the story behind choosing this name, Shri?
Okay.
And also your birth name.
Okay, so my birth name is Pradnya, that is infinite wisdom. Pradnyanam Brahma. Okay, so which helped me to have thirst for this path, this knowledge. Okay, and who am I today is because of that. And then after but accidentally I had my name Romaika, and I'm on the Sri Vidya path, completely working as a general manager finance, Bombay, Pune, Goa, and completely on the spiritual path. It was very hard to take, very hard to take. But I used to get on and off flashes that you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Then I used to ask, then what I'm going to do over there? I've been like a hotel industry, construction industry, general manager finance. and getting this kind of a vision. And then I saw myself teaching and chanting mantras and all. Then after my accident, I surrendered to this path, no conflict. Okay. So as my name was, then I found that Rome in Lalita Shravastanama as well, Romali. And even there was one sadhak, Romasha. So the connecting, I think so, like something connecting becomes very easy for me with the Sri Yantra. And as I said, like I didn't, I know that like earlier I didn't knew the formula, but I was able to draw that yantra. So now like I give formula to my student as well, so they can draw any sides, any surface, their own Sri Yantra, a very perfect, precise formula. So that is Rome, Romali, Romasha. My daughter name is Romali.
You mentioned a very good story and factual history, in fact, of the Chaussat yoginis and the Brahmavadinis in the Rig Veda and Lopamudra and Maitreyi. So
the 64 yoginis all are in the Sri Yantra. A little bit variation, different name. So, but their worship, my yantra worship is Sattvic. So you get to know about their Sattvic energy. So in my book, I have explained all those yoginis. And apart from all those 9 Avarna deities, there are the more deities in this part of the yantra. Okay, because that's the reason it is also called the Sri Nagara. So that also I have mentioned everything in the book. So people don't have to go through all the ancient, and it is very deep in a Sanskrit. So at least they will have to proceed further with their journey on this path. So I have mentioned the yoginis, matrukas, everything in my book.
That's wonderful, Yogini ji. And we have one of our speakers here in the audience. Her name is Anuradha Goyal ji. And she has traveled temples, and she also runs a very good travel website. And I would like her to just join in and provide her thoughts on this.
I'm just curious, Sri Romji, are you from Devipuram lineage?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you mentioned that your guru was a nuclear scientist, and I happened to read the book Devipuram, Guru and the Goddess. Very, very intense book. The second question I had is that Brahmand Puran has this very detailed description of all the yoginis as they are placed on the, all the 9 avarnas of the Sri Yantra. So, do you follow the same?
I follow Parshurama Kalpasutra. Okay. And another thing, for the thirsty people like us, we will go in the Brahmanda Purana, or we will try to find out the sources. But all the people, they don't have that time. All they know is how they can worship the Sri Yantra.
Right.
And what happened, like I have seen the people on this path, even like in my batch, they were the people who took a Diksha, but I don't see them on that path.
Right.
They get lost. Okay.
Right.
So because they have you have to do so much rituals.
Right.
So I've made it too simple, gave them everything easily. Now, if we talk more about the yoginis are siddhis.
Right.
Right. So then I also have seen the people who get lost in that path, and it is not advisable.
Right.
So I don't share much about that part, And as I say, it is for people like you and me who has that thirst.
Right. Second question I have, Sri Romji, is that while I was reading the book on Guruji by Devipuram Guruji, towards the end of his life, he somehow felt that he should not have given the Shri Vidya Sadhana just like that to everybody who asked for it. So what are your views on it, that, without the patrata, should you be giving this to everybody? I just want to know your views.
Question gave me goosebump. This question gave me goosebump. Okay. I have very selective sadhak, but they are worth, where I'm proud of them today. Absolutely what my guru said is right. And I agree with that. During the lockdown, all the flood came. Okay, I will share the one experience. During the lockdown, all the flood came. of the spiritual, these, that, and the people started, can ma, you can give me the Guru Diksha, Nayana Diksha? I said, no. Unless I don't see that sadhak is that patra, because Shiva itself said to Shakti that you can give your head, but don't give your jnana if the disciple is not worthy. Am I right?
Right.
So same I follow.
Thank you so much. I'll connect with you offline
Sure.
for the next level of discussion. Thank
Sure.
you so much for the lovely
Sure.
introduction to the yantras. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Sure. Really, it happens, the people from other places, they will call me and I say, because as a guru knows whether that soul is destined to that path. But sometimes it has also happened that waiting, and they have traveled to my gate. We are front of your gate now, open the gate. Those are also the real sadhak. Because what is important for me, jnana is there, but for the bliss and giving that knowledge in the right hand is also very important.
Anuradha ji, you just mentioned a book that you read. Could you just repeat the name of the
Brahma
book?
Purana.
Brahma Purana.
The detailed description of the Shri Yantra is in Brahmand Puran in a portion which is called Lalito Upakhyan, which is a huge portion which describes all the 9 levels in great detail. There are so many Devis and there are so many Yoginis. It's impossible to remember that, but it gives you the level of nuance it carries. That, and of course the other book I mentioned was is called Guru and the Goddess, which is the biography of the Guruji at Devipuram.
Yeah. I found that Lalita Sahasranama has Parshurama Kalpasutra has everything from the Diksha to all like a Varahi, Shama, and everything. And the same
yes,
way.
That's on my list to read. I'm yet to find a good Sanskrit Hindi translation.
Okay, I'll send that book to you. I have that. I'll share with you. Since you're familiar with the name and the sequences, it will be easy for you to understand.
Yes, I have also been meeting the goddesses more during my travels, and there have been some magical moments which I don't want to share in the public domain, but there have been. So it's like you said, I absolutely agree with you that she holds your finger and takes you wherever she wants you to go. So yeah, I will. Thank you so much.
There are whether male or female, we have our psychological gender. And according to that also the people choose the path, because I have some my disciples who are male but on the Shakti path. Okay, so we have a psychological gender apart from a physical gender, and that also pushes.
Completely agree. I read this in Osho book sometime. He said that we all have a certain element of the masculine and a certain element of feminine, different proportions, and according to, and I have always found that personally I feel that I'm more of the masculine energy, and that is why my son, or even people who have the more of feminine, I find them more attractive. I find them gentler, girls or boys or anything. Even my son is the opposite of it. He has more of feminine in him, I feel. I would like you to tell me more about this. Osho is the only
yeah. Even because in my childhood I was tomboyish. Okay, I was tomboyish. Okay, and in my couple of as I said, we have a lot of female guests, coming to my retreat. So where I saw they want man to be man, but they are also in a man, masculine more this one. So then the conflict of the relationship happen. So the relation that family life and can be only be done when one man plays the man's role and woman plays the woman's role. Okay, so yeah, we have to somewhere accept, but there's nothing wrong having that. But which place you should be expressing it, be careful to have the balance. One is that. Second thing, after coming on this path, I said if you are a goddess, then let's be a goddess, adore yourself. And being in the Kerala, Tamil Nadu, it is free to adore yourself, and I love doing that. And if you see, like when I first entered in the Devipuram, I was wearing a t-shirt and jeans and the crop haircut because of after accident I used to put my bald hair, you know. So, and I experienced that feminine in me, and I'm flowing now. Okay. So does in the male, I have seen like they have a liking for the Kathak dance. They have a liking for the knitting and all because they have their psychological gender. Same some females, they prefer the masculine act. At least like a nature is masculine different, but they will prefer like no. Yeah, being a warrior woman is different, but completely in the masculine way, you know. So that is their psychological gender.
What is the difference between being a warrior woman and being more masculine?
Durga is a warrior woman, but she's feminine, right? I remember my mom's line that Saraswati, Durga, Kali, all are in you, and given time, Mahakali is also in you. Which one you want to invoke? Okay. So, Durga is a warrior woman, right? But she doesn't lose her feminine side. Now, like when we are assertive, we know what we want to do in our life and we stand for that. That doesn't make us masculine, that makes us warrior woman. Today, I fought all these odds of my physical, financial, emotional thing, and today I am standing over here. Why? Because that was my warrior side. So, warrior is neither male, neither female, it's a warrior. Kshatriya. Makes sense?
Ma'am, there's this amazing essay written by Sri Aurobindo, The Four Powers of the Mother, in which he delineates the qualities of Mahalakshmi, Mahakali. And in that he says that if it were not for Mahakali, the evolution that had happened, I mean, that happens now in maybe 1 year would have taken thousands of years to happen. She's that no nonsense boss, you know, do this now and do this correctly. And if you don't, if you're obstinate and stubborn, then she can actually slap you also. So that's why people are afraid of Kali.
Yeah, you need to be aggressive, assertive. That doesn't make you masculine. That makes you the warrior. And as you said, without Kali, this formation would have not happened. So in your life also, you must have been aggressive, assertive. So that is warrior side.
The masculine side also, because when you said, I never found a man who was man enough, you know, who was more man than me.
When you will become a female, you will find a man. I always tell myself, you know, like my students will say, Rome, we went for a dinner and he asked me to share the 50% of a bill. Okay. So I said, like, it's like you want a man to be a man. So then you need to be a woman. Then the balance will be maintained.
So that
but it's beautiful to be human for sure, because you know, being a human, we have a lot of like a freedom to experience joy and be a man also sometimes.
I was very young, I learned this sentence that I'm the only man in my life, and I have been a single mother most of my life, all my life.
That will be very conscious and cautious way of living the life, being a single mother. I know.
So, like I said, I never found a man who was man enough. I find people who have more feminine nature, men and women, very nice. So, I have never been able to develop a romantic love for somebody because I can't respect them enough, but I can love them as children. I nurture kittens, 9 kittens at a time I nurtured, and children, and you know, all kind of animals. The motherly thing comes very easy for me because I'm the man.
What has happened? Like see, mother can play the role of a father as well, but father cannot play the role of a mother. Okay. And due to the circumstances, sometimes we have to be that. Okay. So maybe the circumstances also has thrown that thing on you, which force you to become a more male. Right. So, but your feminine side is also there. Now, which you decide like what you want to experience. But there are the man, there are the men. Surely you will meet, provided you try to be a woman. Okay. But as I said, it is not anything missing, lacking, because we are born with certain characteristics and we are shaped by certain incidents, accidents in our life, which makes who we are today. So nothing wrong in that. Since you are a man, you are able to guide, and being single mother, you are able to manage all this show both way, and that should throw more responsibility on you, where you have to be more man. And this today's society that is needed. But sometimes in your corner, try to be a female and see.
That's so beautiful. And this is very odd that this is the first time we have a talk like this and we have no questions. I think everybody's so mesmerized. And by the time they remember the questions.
Okay, our question was that so we see some old structures such as the Borobudur temple in Indonesia, which is built in the Sri Yantra style. So are there any um, Vastu instructions in modern day temples to build them with incorporation of the yantra in the temples?
Okay, I think what I understood from, like I heard, the Indonesia temples in Indonesia, there is a structure in the shape of a yantra, Sri Yantra. Yes, I agree. Okay, and the ancient temple where they followed the Vastu, absolutely, they do. And as I said, Ayadi calculation, because with the there is a Shilpa Shastra, you know, Sulabha Shastra, where all these specifications are given. But with the Ayadi calculation, you get precise thing, as per the Vastu Shastra, you should be knowing like if there is a Gruha Garbha and all this like, arrangement. But with the Ayadi, it is much easier and precise, like in the Shilpa Shastra, because I did a mural painting, so they're like how many anguli should be the what distance, then anguli is one angula is like a 37 sesame, that precise, accurate, this one. Modern temple, surely they follow the Vastu Shastra, but ancient temple follow Vastu Shastra and Ayade calculation as well, because Ayade calculation is less accessible for the people at this moment. But south it is still available. So yes, temples follow, and if it is good, if they follow, because that Brahmasthana of a temple or the house has to get that cosmic energy flow.
There is one more question from a participant about the interaction you and I just had. She said that when you keep the masculine stance, you attract the feminine men whom you can't respect. But when you are more of feminine, it makes you vulnerable.
Good question. I will tell story over here. Okay. Being feminine is the powerful. You are the source of a creation. Okay. Feminine is not being vulnerable, because as I said, I walk on the corporate path. I lived a single mother life. I lived in a couple of states. Okay. No. How assertive you are, how clear you are. Okay. Here, like I will share one story, there was one snake. Okay. And the people used to get scared of snake, but snake wanted to be friendlier with the human being. So there when sadhu comes, sit on that, and then sit on that tree, and then snakes talk to him that I want to be little mingling with the people around over here, so I can see them, whatever his intention, because all the stories are symbolic. Okay. So he said, fine. He tells him something, and the sadhu walks. And here what happened, the people start throwing stone on the snakes, and okay, they start hurting the snake. So after a couple of days back, the sadhu comes, and sadhu asks snake, how are you now? So he said, now I'm miserable because people are hitting stone and a stick on me. So he said, I told you not to bite, but not to stop hiss. So being a female, Nari to Narayani. So don't let your Narayani part to get dissolved. Makes the sense?
That's so beautiful. Very beautiful.
Don't bite, but don't stop hissing. But normally, like a females, they get overruled by emotions, and they're what they make more mistakes. Emotion, patience, let go. These are like sometimes works are negative side, because that's the way we have grown up. For that generation, you have to keep quiet, let it go, be patient. But we need to change now little formula. When, how much? Be a kind, but not blind.
If you surrender yourself to your path or to the mother, like there was this priest, a Christian priest, who used to pray that at night he would pray that all night whatever I do for the church. He would say, but I do for you, God. I twisted it into all day whatever I do this for this little Aparna. They were making a living and everything. But at the end of the day, I said, but after all, she's your child and I'm going to bed. I have a belief that if you surrender to your God, then whatever level it is needed on the financial or emotional or wherever the healing or wholesome this thing is needed, it will happen on its own. So that's the lazy man's way to enlightenment. Is that correct?
No. When you are conscious, you know that you are on this earth for the time and your body and what you want to create. I would say you are created by a creator having a capacity in his creation. So once you are conscious, you know what to create. So now, like I see, I have only this much time on this earth. How I can contribute back. Okay. When you said something is the business, then that you are thinking about the exchange. Here, spiritual, you surrender for your purpose, for your cause, right? But when that cause, that purpose is giving life to more people, then you don't remain you. You become you. That cause, that purpose, and that time she comes in the picture that since you are as a mad child on this path, she need to take care of you. That's my experience on this path. So I'm not doing anything. It's, I think, Nana, just use me wherever the way she wants me. That's the path of surrender. If I say I am doing this thing, so then there is a duality.
Very beautiful one that you just said. And you're a mad child on the path, and she has to take care of you.
Amazingly, she has taken care of me. So now I don't have to think about myself. That's the reason I started my Ayurveda center, and my medicines of Ayurveda and everything is different, which throughout the time what I have experienced. Spiritual, because I wanted to create the place for the females where they can come, be safe. So in my retreat center, all are females. So it's easy. You can take your sun bath or anything, whatever you want. So whatever I was searching for in my life, now I made available to other people. The time I spent finding the real nectar of a Sri Yantra and Sri Vidya, I don't want other people to spend that much time. So I made that Saral Sri Yantra. So this is, I think I found this path to contribute back, and which gives me the peace.